Hey everybody, just wanted to hop on here really quickly and talk about some current events. Namely, this whole situation with the National Guard. It's pretty crazy. I have friends in Maryland and the DC area who are sharing pics and videos of the National Guard in DC with me. And, I was reading that Donald Trump will be deploying them to a whole bunch of other places, or he plans to at least. And it just had me thinking because uh, I used to have a coworker who was in the National Guard. Uh, and like, I don't, the way it works, I guess, is it's not like a full time gig. You, you just it's kind of like a part time job. And so I had this coworker, we'll call him Gary, and it was the type of job where it was kind of like a moving company, something like that, where it would just be like two guys in a truck all day, just driving around everywhere. And every time we drove by a Tesla, I would always remember this. Any type of Tesla, you know, the Model S or whatever, or even Cybertrucks, he would go, Tesla, Tesla. And then he had this whole monologue he would do. I'm not going to repeat it for you, but he would basically just do this whole monologue about, how one day he's going to own a Tesla. He just really loved these cars. And he would go on for, I swear to Christ, hours about this anytime we drove by one. Speaking of drive-bys. But yeah, as you can imagine, being on the road all day, he would talk about these fucking cars a lot. And in one sense, it's like, yeah, I'm thankful that you're at least yapping about something, because, God, I get too tired to keep up a conversation after a while. So, if you just want to keep talking about Teslas, that's fine. Sorry, I keep looking. Look, you see that wasp's nest in this bus stop? I keep looking to make sure that the wasps aren't gonna try to sting me. I'm a little paranoid about that. But, yeah. Gary, right. And, well, the other thing about Gary, too, is I would always, I would be like, you're, we make the same amount, guy. We're barely making above minimum wage. I don't know how you're ever going to afford a Tesla. So, dream on, guy. Uh, and so yeah, that I would work with Gary for a while, and we would kind of go back and forth and chat about how much he loved his Teslas. And it was fine. And at this same job, I had another coworker. We'll call him Sean. And Sean, you'll see how these are related in just a moment. Sean would always have these like stupid get rich get rich quick schemes, right? So Sean, I remember one day because we would switch out who would be in the truck based on who was working on what days. And I remember, one day I was riding with Sean, and Sean was like, I've got a great, great, easy way for money, man. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll hear you out at least. I'm curious. Because again, you're in a truck for like 8 hours a day. You're bored as shit. You know, you'll you'll talk about anything just to have something to talk about, right? And so Sean tells me about this scheme that he has, where he basically wants to hotwire a truck, right? So it's not connected back to him or anything. And then use that truck to like crash into like a gas station so that you can like chain up the ATM in the gas station and like yoink it out, and then take the ATM out to, you know, a third location, and then you know, dump the trash from there. So I just remember Sean telling me that, and I'm like, all right, Sean, a little weird, just like those guys, am I right? But yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna do that, Sean. That's really suspicious. And so I didn't. Okay. But to kind of bring it back to full circle, I remember going to work one day, and freaking Gary, I don't know why I'm recording this here. There's so many fucking people driving by. There's so much fucking foot traffic. This video is ruined. I'm just gonna get this story out because I want to post a video this week. I'm at work and I'm walking in and I see, you guessed it, Gary pull up in a brand new Tesla. And I'm like, what the hell? I know you're not making that much here, Gary. I didn't think the National Guard was paying you that much either. So I was like really shocked. And the whole time I'm asking, you know, me and some other coworkers are like, hey, Gary, that's kind of a cool new car. And this was like years and years ago, before all the weird stuff with Elon Musk, and where it was, still a little, a little cooler to be driving a Tesla, and a brand new Tesla at that. We were all kind of like oohing and awing over it, and just kind of asking him questions, I was thinking maybe I should join the National Guard if they're paying him that much to be able to afford a car like that. And he was very kind of mum's the word about it, right? Didn't say a thing. Very hush-hush. He was like, I've just been saving. And after that shift, that was the last time I saw Gary. Sean didn't even show up for his shift that day. I don't remember if he was like a no call, no show, or if he just wasn't scheduled or something. But after that day, never saw Gary or Sean again. And come to find out that Gary and Sean had actually done this like dumbass ATM heist scheme. They like went to motherfucker. Sorry, I shouldn't get mad. They're just driving by to their jobs. I just remember Gary and Sean basically like found this little 7-Eleven in DC and like smacked right into it with the truck, carried the thought that was the Wasps for a second. Basically, Gary and Sean stole an ATM, okay? And I didn't know what to say at the time, and I don't really know what to say about it now. It makes for an interesting story, I guess. And really, I guess my main takeaway from this story is you see these news. I guess just keep in mind, of course, the biggest, loudest fucking truck in the world has to pull into the parking lot right across from me. Alright, Jesus Christ. You see these stories, and about the National Guard coming to your city or your state, and you might be worried at first, but just take a step back and remember that these people are the Garys of the world. Okay? That's it. These people are all pretty much like Gary.